Welcome to Show Em The Dore, the only podcast brought to you at the wee hours of 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be 9 in the morning, but you know how it is.
Willem had to get his teeth cleaned.
So here's what had happened, right? We were at dinner at the end of last semester with me, Chris, our other roommate, Savannah, and my girlfriend, Brooke. And Savannah says, Willem, you look like the kind of person who doesn't go to the dentist.
Which is objectively hilarious.
And I say, what? And she's like, I just mean, like, you seem like you would, like, be the type of dude to forget to, like, book dentist appointments. Which is a fair statement, but that's not what she had said first.
No.
She
was
said,
just
I
like,
look
bro,
like
your
I
teeth are
don't
nasty.
go to the dentist.
Yeah.
And, like, she's gonna go to dental school, so, like, I feel like,
Yeah, she has
of
some
all
authority
people,
on
she
the
has
subject.
a little bit of authority. So I'm like,
Yeah. And
never
so,
opening my mouth again.
Willem, at that point...
During that dinner, I booked a dentist appointment for 8 a.m. this morning. So it was like a month ago that I booked it. It's Snodgrass King.
Okay, you don't need to dox yourself.
Doctors or whatever you call them. I roll up there. It's down the street from my house. And I say, hi, I'm here for an appointment. The lady says, what's your last name? I spell it for her. And she's like, oh, you have your date of birth? And I give her my date of birth. And she's like, I'm not seeing you on the schedule. And I say, huh? And she says, yeah, here, hold on, let me look. Did you receive like a confirmation text about your appointment? And I said, yeah, I have like received a lot. So I look at it and it says Franklin. I don't live in Franklin. I live in outside Spring Hill. So I say to myself, And I say, this may be a dumb question. Do y'all have another location? And she said, yeah, in Franklin. And I say, oh. And she's like, well, it's not showing up that you're there either. So I say, oh. So then she keeps looking, and she sees that I am indeed scheduled for an 8 a.m. appointment in Franklin, which, mind you, is 40 minutes away from me at this point because of current traffic conditions. And I say, well, I'll be.
So did you not actually go to the dentist?
I didn't go to the dentist. I called them, and I said, hey, I'm at the wrong one, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. Can I reschedule this? And they say, yeah.
They said, no.
Let me see if I can get you in for 8 a.m. this Friday. And I say, okay. And then they come back and like, yeah, we couldn't do that, but we do have an opening. And I'm like, why did you offer it then if you can't do it? Like, what did you need to do?
They're like, hold on, let me check. Yeah. I think they just gave like an arbitrary time.
They just guess?
They were like,
it's like,
yeah, maybe
put me on hold first. Don't guess.
What about like 2:45 next Thursday?
And then they're like, how about 1 p.m. February the 2nd or whatever? And I'm like, I mean, I guess. Sure. I usually work at that time, but I can go in late, I suppose, to get my teeth cleaned. So here I am thinking I'm going to be rushing.
Didn't brush his teeth this morning.
I brushed them twice.
Didn't floss.
To get here after my dentist appointment. No. So I'm like, okay, it's 8:06. I'm going to roll up real early. Traffic is heinous. I have to stop at AutoZone to get some rear view mirror adhesive for my rear view mirror because it fell off. Fall off is a relative term. I accidentally knocked it off while scraping ice from the inside of my windshield because that's where ice is. It's a good life I live.
Willem drives a lemon. The old jalopy. The jalopy coming out the lot.
Jalopy coming.
Yeah.
It takes about 7 seconds to start.
It's like,
but I've never had an issue with it, other than like the one tire that's a little iffy. It's low on air right now, but it's fine.
Dude, I don't think you've had an instance where your car has been like fine.
No, it's like it runs totally fine.
Okay, let me rephrase. You haven't had an instance where it's been like, my window doesn't work. Oh, my rear mirror is off.
Dude, I did forget my window like wouldn't go down for a little bit one day.
Yeah.
I was hot. I couldn't believe it. I was about to sell the car back to the ground. I'm like,
you better raise it to the ground.
I need my money.
Run
me my money. But anyways, we're here. Chris is here. He has a class pretty soon. I have to eat. Because of the dentist, I only had like half of a protein shake this morning.
Sure.
So I'm hungry already. You got any food at the house?
I just think so.
I'm gonna go to the dining hall. But we got 2 sports to speak on: men's basketball, women's basketball. It ain't been good for the men. We already know that.
Marginally better for the women.
Marginally better for the women. Relative to the whole season, not a great week.
Yeah.
But still, good season. So you want to start with the boys?
Let's start with the boys. So we've played 2 games. We've played Auburn and we've played Mississippi State for the men's basketball team. And the men's basketball team does the same thing every single game. And you will never not see it occur. We
lose by about 15.
Lose by about 15. But no, what actually happens is we start the game, and we start the game very competitive because our starting 5 is not a bad group of people.
You're starting 4 guards, though.
Yeah.
Only issue.
Yeah, sure. But, like, it'll be, like, in 10 minutes in the half, and, like, it'll be, like, 18-16 us. And I'm like, this is, how I expect this to go. And then we put in our backups. And our backups are terrible.
Bro, who comes off the bench?
Let me tell you the exact people who come off the bench. I don't want to say
that one guy in Phi-Psi.
Started coming off the bench. Tassos Camateros.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Carter Lang, Paul Lewis, Jason Rivera Torres, Evan Taylor, Isaiah West, Jalen Williams.
I mean,
that doesn't sound that bad.
They do alright for what they're doing.
But like that's also considering we're starting Malik Presley.
Most of these guys are like development guys.
It's just
I'll be real. I don't really think that certain of those people deserve to be playing role player minutes. I want them playing like what Paul Lewis played last year, which is not super often, growing throughout the season, and now he's in a bigger spot. You know what I mean? You're shoving people in places they don't quite belong, and they work with it for a little bit, but then not for 48 minutes. Or 40.
But so the second that we sub out, we start like losing by like I was texting my mother because she was like, the Vandy game's going well, and I'm like, yeah, we're doing well, but we also haven't subbed yet. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, right now we're down 3. Whenever we sub, it's gonna be bad. And she's like, no, you're being pessimistic. And I'm like, okay.
The bench players plus minus is about minus 20.
we sub per game. We sub out. And we immediately get down like 14. And I was like, all right, Mom, turn it off.
Here's what Gonzaga does to mitigate this, though, is play your backcourt 40 minutes a game. Legitimately, that's what they do.
Well, I think that's the only way we're even going to potentially win.
And you know what? Boy, oh boy, I don't want to see it.
But so, like, we lost by 15 to Auburn. At least Auburn's like a top 13 team.
Yeah, they're a good team.
So, like...
He expected that. I honestly expected a bigger blowout against the top 15 team.
But so then we go to play Mississippi State. And Mississippi State has actually been on a tear. They have recently, I think they've won their last 4. They beat Tennessee very recently.
That's true.
They're a decent team, especially at home. And we lost to them by 12. In Starkville. The thing is it was the same thing. It's the exact same game. If you watch Vandy basketball, it's the same game every time. We come out somewhat strong. We somehow, like, no matter who we're playing against, they shoot record level 3-point percentage against us. Like, and it doesn't even look like bad defense is the crazy thing. It's just that, like, for some reason, like, if you shoot a 3 against Vandy's defense, you're going to make it. That's just, like, their death taxes and making 3s versus Vandy's perimeter D.
Ain't that
something? It's just going to happen. And it was just another bad game. It was another instance of... the second that we subbed out our starters, we, started getting down by considerably more. And then when we put our starters back in, they'd chip into the lead. But at that point, how much can you chip into a 15-point lead with 4 minutes to go in the half? And then they start the next half, and then the bench has to play again in the second half. So it just doesn't happen. Like, if you look at our game tracker on, like, ESPN, it'll be, like, 2 parallel lines, and then, like, whoop, and then, like, they'll be like,
that's some crazy graphs.
Like, you can, like, see where they get closer together strictly where our starters play. And that's just how our men's basketball team is. I don't understand how Stackhouse is still the coach. The 2 bright spots on the season have been Ezra Mannion and Jason Rivera Torres. But Ezra's gone after this year. I have to imagine JRT is going to transfer.
What's he, a freshman?
Yeah. Which is really sad because he's kind of a dog, and I want him to stay. Alas, maybe we'll get a really good head coach. We'll take Roy Williams out of retirement.
Here's the question, though. Would you take this job?
I mean, I don't know why not.
It's a burning franchise. Everyone's leaving. You have nobody.
But you have a lot of, like, monetary support.
That's true, I suppose.
Like, it's the same like why our football team is now getting recruits.
I guess it's just you revert back to the expectation of when Stackhouse was hired.
Yeah.
Because I would think the expectations should be raised.
Sure.
Because we have progressed a little, but then we regress back to the beginning.
Yep.
Not even to the mean,
Nope.
to the beginning.
To the beginning.
So now you have to hire a coach who wants to, like, you know, lead a
I think the
program out of the mud, legitimately.
I think
got it out the mud.
the biggest leverage point for Jerry Stackhouse being fired is Shea Ralph. Because in year 2 for the women's basketball team, she has taken...
Year 2? This is year 3.
Is it year 3?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Year 3, still 2 years behind Jerry S. She's gotten like 2 McDonald's All-American transfers. We had the best transfer in program. I'm not transfer. We had the best recruit commit in program history 2 days ago.
5 stars.
Yeah, 5-star McDonald's All-American. I think top 5 player in her class. Like, she's crazy. I think her name is Michaela something. Everybody was tweeting about her because, like, you know, come to Vandy, you can now win because we're 17-3.
Isn't that crazy?
This week has been one of the worst weeks of Vandy women's basketball. It's because we lost 1 game.
And that's something.
We lost a game to UT in Thompson Bowling Arena, now called the Food City Center.
What?
Yeah.
It's not Thompson Bowling Arena?
I think it still might be the arena, but like the whole thing is the Food City Center, which is a sellout thing that people in Knoxville are
Food
not.
City?
Yeah.
You couldn't have gotten something real?
All right,
like,
man. We have a lot of food cities
Maybe
in
Kroger.
Knoxville.
I'm sure you do.
Not the point.
Food City doesn't exist anywhere out there. That's a monopoly. You know what? I kind of respect it. A little. As someone who works for a grocery store. They gave me keys yesterday.
Nice.
I'm cool.
But so we walk in there. We got behind. We didn't shoot very efficiently. It wasn't the general scrappy defense that like you'd expect with like a ton of turnovers. Her name is Michaela Blakes.
She's the number 10 commit.
Oh man, I over exaggerated a bit, but number
10?
Yeah, to
I thought
Vanderbilt.
for certain you were not even close. I'll be so honest with you. You said like
Oh, no.
top 5. I thought like she's a 5-star. She's probably top 20, 25.
No.
No way a top 10. Boy, ain't that something. And with the team that we're returning,
if Shea Ralph like makes like a Sweet 16 this year, Vanderbilt's gonna turn into like a nationally dominant franchise for women's basketball. It's gonna be crazy. I'm like genuinely gonna be the dynasty of the next century. We're gonna be UConn. I hope.
that's crazy.
That is really.
I hope so.
I hope so too. We deserve it.
Being UConn would be actually tight. Like dominant women's team, men's team that's okay.
Sometimes
Football
Baseball
team
team.
that's not great, but
No.
it is what it is. We got them in baseball. I don't even know if they have a baseball team.
I can't wait for baseball season to
They
start.
probably
It's gonna
play
add
like
more
lacrosse
stuff.
really well or something.
Dude, I guarantee you they have the best field hockey team known to man.
Oh no! It was. Have you seen the Family Guy clip where like Lois is in some sort of accident and Peter's like, "You said some crazy things while you were unconscious. Let me tell you,
yeah.
and I forgive you. It's okay. There's no way UConn would have lost. They hadn't lost in like 40 games. UConn men's lacrosse, and it's okay. You can double your money. There's no way they lose again." I do know that UConn does have a lacrosse team.
Wow.
I watched it the other day.
With that being said, the other game we played this week for women's basketball was Auburn. We played them at home. It was actually a really good game. It was very it's the 2 most guard dominated teams in women's basketball in the SEC. Like neither one of them have like I say the word true center because like Sasha Washington is a dog and she's great. She's not like a true center.
No, she's not even listed as a center.
No, she's listed as a forward.
Yeah.
And that's the same with Auburn. And so it was really interesting seeing like both of them kind of go head to head in the same game plan, where like we were both looking for turnovers. We're both looking for really great guard play with, taking advantage of certain size mismatches, whether it's Justine Passat or Sasha in the post. And then Justine can actually pop out and nail threes. Watching her shoot threes is like kind of funny.
Who?
Passat.
Oh, Passat.
Because like she's so good at it, but like she's like really tall.
Yeah.
And so like she's oftentimes in the post like just start sets, and then she'll be on the 3-point line, and it feels like whenever NBA players put like their like Mason Plumlee on the 3-point line, where it's
just
like
to drag out the defense or something.
But then she just takes it and just drains it every time. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite things I see on a regular basis.
The difference, I think... Sorry, keep going.
Oh, no, that was pretty much all I had.
Okay. The difference in this regard between men's and women's basketball, we have a very small team in both. No true center, playing small. Men's basketball is a lot less forgiving in that aspect. Where like,
absolutely,
you're going to need a 7-footer, to do this stuff. Mm-hmm. Women's basketball, that is a lot more of a viable game plan and lineup that you can go in and use. And it's something that we have been shown to have perfected this year, and Auburn is doing well with. So it's interesting to be like...
That's why Baylor was so good with Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
Because she was like not the first, I don't know, but like she was like the quintessential true center in women's basketball, and nobody could stop her.
Yeah.
Borderline, no one still can whenever she's in that WNBA and playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just so... She's like Shaq.
She's like Shaq. Honestly. You know what, though? Never mind. I was going to bring up the Boogie Cousins thing.
Oh, well,
and then I'm like,
that's a whole
in and of
thing.
her, like, in her realm, she was just dominant,
I think that she is probably the most dominant women's basketball player I've ever seen. Like, I remember watching, because I think Tennessee made it to the championship versus Baylor that year. So I actually, watched a decent amount of women's basketball.
Who played on that Tennessee team?
I don't remember, bro. It was a long time ago. But Brittany Griner, you just couldn't stop her. She'd get the ball in the paint, she'd turn around and, be, a foot and a half above the person guarding her.
Crazy
what are you really going to do? And so it was, overall, all this to say that it is still a more forgiving sport regarding size advantages. But women's basketball is going crazy. We play South Carolina on Sunday, the number 1 team in the nation, undefeated this year. They actually play LSU tomorrow, who is the number 8 team in the nation.
They're a good team.
So that maybe they'll have a clash of titans, and then be really tired and not look at Vanderbilt, and then we can come in and kind of swoop in a dub.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be really cool if we beat South Carolina.
Yeah.
With that being said, that's all the sports we have. We probably got to wrap this up.
Chris got places to be.
I have a class to get to.
In Buttrick.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense.
If you go to Vandy, that's pretty far.
Yeah. So this has been kind of a speed round Show Em The Dore today, but overall, we're still excited to see you. Willem's schedule is a little wacky, and so, but we're gonna try to get more episodes out. We're gonna try to get guests on, but that's a little difficult with different things. But overall, I'm excited about games. I'm excited about baseball season starting.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, we are going to have a good little last season of our stuff too.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, probably not when you post this, but today when we're recording this, it's my little brother Anthony's birthday. Oh, shout out to Anthony! Happy birthday, Anthony! He's 17.
That's insane.
I know, isn't it? That's crazy.
He's 11.
I know. He's taller than me and everything.
He's been taller than you for 4 years.
Yeah, but he's gonna be a senior in high school next year. He just signed up for all his classes yesterday. He's old, dog. If he wants to go to Vandy, we'll give him the podcast.
Exactly.
So, you people at home, if you after this year, just wait about a year and don't forget about us. Someone's got you. It ain't us, but Anthony's got you. So yeah.
Anyway,
I think that's all I got.
That's all we have. So this has been Show Em The
Until
Dore.
next time.
All the way from the Curb Studios. We'll see y'all next week.